Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Y'all are brewheads? Yeah, we brewheads. So pour a glass of craft beer, we can do this. Yeah.
What's good, y'all? This is C, certified brewhead.
Oh, am I doing the Scott Cole
How do you feel? Yeah.
and intro?
You
Sure.
feel like it?
And I'm Tiffany, liquid ex-happiness, liquid enthusiast.
There we go.
There you go.
Well done.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's a new one for the year.
And welcome to episode 6 of our Link Up series here on BAOS. We are back. This is actually series 2 now. So the first 5 episodes were from series 1. We are back with series 2 for 2022. We are super excited to be setting this off this year with 6 new breweries that are participating in the program. And now we get to have a chat with some wonderful people doing some wonderful things, making some incredible beer. Shall we get right into it? Is there anything else you want to preface this with?
Nope.
If you want to know more, exactly. Okay, perfect. If you want to know more about it, go watch the other ones from this series. They're a lot shorter than normal, or we try our best to. It's hard sometimes.
Yeah, and we did a podcast with everybody involved in Link Up, which was our last one? I think it was our last one. Was that episode 5?
Oh, with
Saint-Jean?
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah,
yes.
So that was like a full history and breakdown of like how Link Up came to be. So
yes, that was probably a good one for the context. But this evening we have the first brewery to participate and to set off series 2. You might remember these incredible humans from, I think it was like episode 80 something of the original podcast series.
Just really our favorite people in the world.
Yes, yeah. And it's a travesty we haven't. I don't think we've done another pod since, have we?
I think no, we attempted.
We attempted
to do a podcast. We attempted to build this whole new series around it, and then the Coves came and destroyed that. So
ruined everything.
But we have them here. So
we do tonight. Please welcome Paty and Tatiana from OverHop.
Do you like the virtual clapping, the virtual audience?
It's amazing.
We brought the big guns.
That's also important.
Welcome. So lovely to see your incredible faces, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate you both.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for being here.
And thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh my gosh, such a pleasure. Thank you as well, first of all, for setting off this series. I know we talked about getting you involved last year, and you guys were really, really quick to get down. And honestly, when we first had the conversation with Jacob, the Saint-Jean Baron team, you guys are basically one of the first breweries that came to mind. It just felt like this was a perfect fit. So I'm so happy. And the style of beer that you chose to kick it off with is even more perfect based on where we're at. So would you, if anyone wants to know, by the way, I forgot what episode it was, but it's... Tiff will double check, but if this podcast is not about the OverHop story, if you want to hear it, and we actually need to figure out the catch-up episode because an incredible amount has happened since 2018.
So much has changed since that
right?
that episode.
So you put OverHop BAOS Podcast and it should come up straight away. But I think it's like 80-something of the original
91.
podcast. 91, there we go. From 2018 at Mondial. What a time that was, right? Different world. God damn.
And Craig will leave that in the description for you.
Yes, I always put it in there so everyone can see it, and I'll probably tag the video and stuff here on YouTube. So, let's talk about the beer straight away. Let's get right into that.
Oh, yes.
Look at this.
This can is so freaking amazing.
Gorgeous.
It's even not swearing. Frickin'.
Frickin'. You can swear.
So it's a Nano IPA. 3.2% of alcohol. We wanted to make something light for the after holidays.
Okay.
We know a lot of people do dry January, but since the COVID started, we have a lot of supporters that instead of stop drinking, completely during January, they try to drink just on the weekends or just once a week. So we thought about something light to please more people after the parties. And we used we are big in IPAs.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make an IPA as good to drink as our big IPA. So we used the Mosaic, Cinco, and El Dorado.
Mosaic, Cinco, El Dorado.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Yeah.
I like what you're saying too about people kind of not cutting drinking altogether, but you're like cutting back a little bit there. Like I feel like that's like a good medium ground, as opposed to be like, oh, I'm going to try to cut off altogether. This is just like, okay, I'm not going to like be getting drunk out here on the weekdays and things like that.
Oh, can I? Yeah, sorry, we're doing the photos at the same time.
We're doing the photos, sorry.
Put it back there. Yeah, no, it's perfect. I love it because even though maybe people aren't doing dry January necessarily, they're doing yeah. But they might want the Nano IPA. Just makes so much sense for this time of year, and it just it seemed really a great way as far as the order of everything.
Yeah.
To set off the series as well. It's perfect. We just got these today, by the way. Link up glassware.
Oh, amazing! I gotta have mine.
That's awesome.
Yes, Saint-Jean. They're available direct from Saint-Jean Barrel. Do you want to take a nice one of this one by itself?
Oh, yeah, because I wanted to after,
I'm sorry, we're doing the content creation all at the same time.
Guys, it's all about the, what's it called? Multitasking.
Multitasking. So, while Tiff's taking that photo, tell us about, why did you choose... So, you chose the Nano IPA specifically to, for this time of year. That's accurate? Because you thought it would be a good one to set this.
Can you do a virtual cheer first? So I'm dying to drink it.
Oh, yes. You know what? We can. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Get it in ya. Oh, this is just one. I won't sip a bit.
No, you can sip it.
No, I don't want to sip your beer. I don't want to do that. Okay, and sorry, what were the hops again?
Simcoe, Mosaic, and El Dorado.
I love it. Wow. You did get a ton of flavor in that. I've really grown to I didn't really appreciate or value this style, the nano sort of beers at first, because they're really popular in Quebec. And is that me or you?
Oh, I think it's you.
Okay. And over time and over sort of experimenting more with what do you call it, non-alcoholic beers and some of these lower ones, you're starting to really appreciate. And this is a very difficult beer to make well.
Yeah.
Have you guys done anything like this in the past? Nano beers before?
No. It was the first time. We've been wanting to do that for a long time. Tati and I, we go when life was normal. We used to go to many festivals, and I was always driving because I live in the Rive Sud. So I couldn't really drink that much to go back driving. And then we always looked forward, the low alcoholic beers.
Okay.
And I always wanted to have a beer for us, and we decided to test in this project. We thought it was a good season, a good idea, a good chance to try, and maybe we can develop a recipe for us after that.
Okay, something that you would probably look to bring in as a regular lineup type of thing. Amazing. Yeah. I guess you probably had people ask you for these type of beers too? Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing. And this was who did the recipe? Was it because you have a new head brewer now?
We have Mario now.
Mario, yes.
Yeah. So this is his recipe, and we gave him the briefing. We said what we wanted, and he came up with this idea, and everybody's happy, right, Tati?
Yeah. I heard really good comments. All my friends that tried, they loved it, and personally, I think it's just amazing.
Yeah, the guys in the brewery too. The
guys in the brewery love it too.
Yes, yeah. So the other brewers, our staff, everybody liked.
I love it. No, this is fantastic. I just I was really happy. And tell me about the artwork too, by the way, because you guys are really very well known for your incredible the type of artwork that you would want a print of and then get it framed, because it's just always so beautiful. So the good thing about Link Up that I think works well is that we don't require that any breweries have to. You didn't even show us to get anything approval. Yeah, here it is. I'm like, sweet, this is amazing. And I think that lets you just be creative and do your thing, and it's really resulted in some fantastic artwork. I'd love to hear a bit more about the artwork here. So for people who are listening, it's a bright yellow can, which is the Link Up colors, and then you've got a skull, which is OverHop's signature art, and it's sort of made up of what would you call it, a motherboard, computer connections. I would imagine that's the tie-in there. You
just explained
okay.
everything. Exactly that. Well, in fact, we didn't think about the connections as if it was a technology thing.
Mm-hmm.
We really started from the concept of little dots, like when we play in school when we are kids, like when we draw little dots and then we keep adding and adding, this little
Ah,
game,
yeah.
the dot game. And but like, but it came up much better than what we asked for. So
Nice.
No, it's perfect.
Do you guys have one designer?
As
or are you
usual.
using? Yeah,
As
there
usual.
you go. Are you guys working with one designer, or is it different people?
no, it's just one.
Just
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
kill it every time. They just kill it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's super
it's
cool.
Yeah, I
one guy in Brazil. One guy in
Okay,
Brazil.
sick.
He's been
Sick.
with us since the beginning, and he's our soul. He really we connect really well,
Yeah.
and he reads my mind.
That's perfect.
That's what you want. I don't know. It kind of feels like the people are linking up in here or something. Do you know what I mean? There's
yeah,
like,
they're all like
they almost even look like people connecting with each other.
like a stick figure.
Like stick figures
Yeah.
connecting with each other. I feel like it's doing that.
does.
Yeah. It's very interesting.
That's so cool.
Yeah, like kind of like linking arms and stuff like that. I love it. No, I really love it. And I just love like everything's like always on brand and feels good and like stands out. So it's like clear what you're buying every time.
Mm.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
that's
I
very
love
good.
it.
we're
No, this-
flashy.
Yeah,
Hey, flashy is right.
Flashy's good.
Are you flashy or are other people basic? That's what you have to think of.
People are basic.
I think people are basic.
There you go. There you go. That's what I was.
That's the episode name. People are bait. I'm joking.
Yeah.
So the beer phenomenal. Now let's talk about the link up. Obviously, we're focusing on diversity and inclusion. You are both South American women originating from Brazil, immigrating to Canada. 3 out of 4 of us are immigrants. All 4 of us are not from Montreal, and we've all made it our home. I would love to hear what sort of, I imagine that being an immigrant to Canada, being that I have been through it, it's, influenced the interest in something like this, like a diversity inclusion. It's something that, from what I've, our conversations in the past and seeing the team that you've built, it's important to you guys. But I'd love to hear about what's your connection with the diversity inclusion that would make you want to get involved with something like this.
Can you just finish the sentence? Like it broke a little bit.
Wondering, he's basically
What's
wondering, what's your experience, I would say, is kind of what you're thinking. Like, what's your experience as, like, South American women in the craft beer industry? And then, what challenges have you faced? What's that journey been like? Because it's not very common here. And you're in 2 diverse buckets. Like me, black woman, check,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was a long road we had to go through till we get here. It took a little time for people to realize we were ahead of the game.
Mm-hmm.
We were there. We were the ones people should talk to when they wanted to talk about OverHop, and they wanted to make business. There was not a man behind us, that would be the last one to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And it took a while, right, Tati? It took a while. So. But now people
it
are
took a while.
used to.
Yeah, I think it's like as it happened to me twice, and it happened to Patricia as well. That people, when we're in festivals or when we're in events, people just saying, "Oh, you're so friendly. Like, I love the work you're doing. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna compliment you to your boss."
Mm.
And I was just like, "Yeah, thank you."
You should be like,
Thank
I
you,
am the
just
boss.
did,
No, you just
Yeah,
did.
you
There
just
you go.
did.
Yeah.
And there was some people that just saying, "Oh no, I would like to talk to the brewer. I would like to talk to the owner of the company, or like to talk to your boss." It happened to me and to Paty, and you're always like, we are the owners of the brewery, the brewery. And but I think with time, and we were very resilient. We were very patient. We were always very respectful and friendly. And I think with that kind of behavior, not letting it hit us in a way that, man, what's wrong with people? You just like, well, we have to deal with that. Like, just keep on going. And with that kind of that kind of behavior, we gain our space.
Mm.
So it's been, we haven't heard the things so often anymore. People got to know us. We got good connections. We got good friends. We got good business. And from my side, I can say that I feel more respected now, and people recognizing the work we do. And I believe Patricia feels the same because she's always like she's
Yeah.
in marketing, she's always talking to people, so I know people know who she is, and what she does actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, like our community is so supportive. And, since the beginning, where we are, where we chose to be in Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu, everybody loves us. They we have loyal customers, people that cheer for us. They come in every single release, and they are like brand ambassadors. They support. They know we are not from here,
Yeah.
and they love us anyway. So it feels good.
I love that.
And
That's
the
amazing.
other thing is like we never hid our origins.
Yeah. True.
Arjen,
Yeah.
Well, my great
Arjen.
accent right now. Our origins. Also, we cannot even origin.
Yeah.
Also, I cannot even hide because if I speak English, even though I'm fluent, I have an accent. If I speak French, I'm pretty fluent in French. It's not as good as my English, but it's still pretty good. I still have an accent. I will always have an accent. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm proud of my accent. And at the same time, we chose to live in Quebec, so there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that,
Yeah.
Where is home? Home is Quebec. And I have a Brazilian blood, but home is Quebec.
Yeah.
People understand this now, I think.
I think that's also interesting
They
because
understand a little bit more.
yeah, and even what you're saying, not hiding your origin, for example, I think it actually makes you all more interesting. Like that, and that's kind of what we're even kind of talking about and thinking about with Link Up is that when you bring more diverse people into beer, you get more interesting beer, and you get like just a more interesting culture, vibe, and everything, right? Because it's like there's one experience that everybody has basically been having, and when you're great examples of like you didn't just come in and you're like, all right, cool, we're conforming to Quebec, and we're just gonna like not wear any of our culture on our sleeves, but I feel like you double down on it, and that's what makes it feel good. So much so that I guess people were like, "Oh, are you a Brazilian company and not Canadian?" Do you know what I mean? Like so much so, but that's a good thing. I feel like that was your edge, like a competitive edge that you have, and I think that's
You know what I found. I don't know. I find weird sometimes. I know other brewers that are not from here,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not mentioned. Like people don't really care where they're from.
Yeah, yeah,
And I don't know. I feel like when maybe because there's an OverHop in Brazil.
mm-hmm.
That's the reason why, because it's confusing you. You don't know the story. You think it's the same thing, and it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
But we will keep repeating until everybody understands.
mm-hmm.
I like the way that you guys repped for Quebec.
Yeah,
So heavy to the point where I don't know if it's on the can here, but you had the I think it's on one of your merch where you got your skull logo
Yeah,
yeah.
artisanal.
yeah,
and you put the fleur de lis in the eye. You guys have really like represented for Quebec like very strongly in all of your
Yeah.
marketing and stuff. And I
but
felt
Brazil as well.
no,
I
totally.
feel like you don't
I feel like
hide
it's
your
perfect.
culture.
Right,
That's
but
what's
it's-
good. Yeah,
But no, absolutely,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you never have. And I think it's also great though that because Quebec is a proud culture,
yeah,
and they want people to when people who are from here or just love Quebec, they fucking love Quebec. So like for you guys to be like, yeah, we're Brazilian, cool.
yeah,
Like you said, it doesn't always get mentioned for other people, but you've let them know that hey, we're proud too. We're here. This is our home, and you put the what's it called? What would you call that? Like not the what's the fleur de lis? Like the icon?
yeah.
or
The icon. Yeah, what's it
like
called?
the maple leaf for Canada, Quebec,
Yeah.
whatever that's called. The
It's the
The co-
symbol.
the
Yeah, the
symbol.
symbol.
You
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
none of us can think of words. Today.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And you put the symbol, on your merch and on your cans and stuff, and I think
Yeah.
that's really cool and just lets people know that hey,
We've got a bunch of beers now in French, named in French too.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
and
Yeah,
that's
we
that's
have,
perfect.
What's link up in French?
Connecté.
I was like, okay, yeah, because I was like, you're the French. We don't have any French here left. We're our
Connect-
French is. Okay.
Connect. Connecté.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think-
Alright, interesting.
That's
Yeah.
probably good. I guess we didn't even
Yeah.
translate that.
Yeah, we need to
I think
translate
that there might be a slang for that we We don't know.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Because it's kind of, link up is kind of slangy already as it is.
yeah.
That's why we kept it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that's very interesting. I wonder why people don't rep where they're from otherwise. But like,
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I never really thought about that before.
Mm.
I guess like you wouldn't rep if you're from like Ontario and Quebec, because then it's just like a competing. They're like
Market,
competing
but like
provinces.
another country.
Yeah, but if you're from another country,
that
that's
would
interesting.
be tough, huh?
Yeah, that would not work. It's so funny, like you were saying, like Quebec pride, and I was like, Ontario people are not like proud and like
I know,
thinking about that stuff at all. Like
Not in the same
there's
way.
no Ontario pride. Like I was never like, I'm in Ontario and I'm from Ontario. We're all Ontarians. Like we never had that at all.
Yeah.
You're like, Toronto's cool, but it's never been like that. So it's funny. Yeah, it's very different. Ontarians doesn't even sound like Quebecers sounds cool. But
Yeah.
yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Have you guys been involved in any other sort of like, whether it's intern or anything else? Like, have you participated in any diversity initiatives or anything, whether it's in the community to sort of open up the beer community to people, or within your own team? Maybe there's like a hiring practice or something that maybe you do to make sure that you get a diverse applicants and stuff?
So we have a brewer. Our head brewer is Brazilian, but he's a permanent resident, so it doesn't count. But we have an assistant brewer that is also Brazilian, and he's a temporary worker.
Okay.
And according to the law, we cannot hire another one because of the size of our company. Is up to 10 people. We can just have one temporary worker.
Interesting.
In our company.
Right.
Yeah, and now I just heard the news that we can have 2. Okay,
that's so
Thank
funny.
you.
I guess they want you to employ
Yeah.
locally. That's like they want you. Interesting. But
And,
it's still local. But yeah.
yeah. But we have 2 Brazilians in the team now.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why we didn't participate of the link up last year was because we were so involved into other projects that we needed to allow some time for us to work on those projects, and then we could move forward. Like last year, we did the Chamber of Commerce of Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu. It's a project that is called Coup de Pouce, and we didn't distribute this beer. It's sold only regionally, only locally around Saint-Jean and all the area that is part of the Chamber of Commerce, and in our house. So we donate a part of this profit to the young entrepreneurs from the area.
Cool.
And it's a process they have to run. They have to do a pitch.
Yeah.
And like the other year, I know there was a hairdresser that was able to buy chairs with the money that he got from the other action. So this year, we are the ones donating, and then I think there is a butcher that just opened that's going to receive the money.
Sick.
And then we did the Pink Boots. We are members of the Pink Boots Society. We are ambassadors. This year we chose the blend last year we chose the blend that is going to be used this year for the Women's Day. It was so nice. It was such a fun experience because we got to taste all the hops from Yakima from the latest harvest.
Nice.
All the new hops, the new experimental hops, and create our own blending. So it was really, really fun. And also with the beer that we make with them, we donate for a project that is very similar to the Link Up, but it's just for women in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were the only brewery in Quebec that participated of the Brave Noise project.
You were the only brewery?
I
thought Black is Beautiful was bad. Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
Yeah.
What was this?
Yeah.
And can you, I guess there's 2 things. Can you quickly just give a one-liner on just in case people don't know what the Pink Boots Society is, and then what the Brave Noise beer is? Which, is that still going? Brave Noise? Is that still going? Okay. I can't believe that. I'm so surprised.
I'm really sure.
I'm so surprised.
Yeah.
But sorry, if you could give a one-liner on at least what that is, and then explain Brave Noise beer.
So the Pink Boots too, or just the Brave
Pink
Noise?
Boots.
Both.
So Pink Boots is an association. It was born in America,
Mm-hmm.
in California, and in fact, um, Mirella Amato, the Master Cicerone from
Yes.
Toronto, she was one of the founders. So she invited us to participate when we were in Toronto because she opened the Toronto chapter.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's worldwide. There's associations everywhere in the world. Everywhere there's a brewery, there's a women brewing, a women working in the industry. They are. So every year they do this worldwide collaboration brew day, and there's every year there's a blend, a hop blend supported by Yakima
Mm-hmm.
Chief Hops, and for every 5 kilos for every bag of hops bought, they donate like $3, I believe,
Okay,
to
cool.
the project. And then if you want to participate on the brew day that is on March 8th,
Mm-hmm.
we also have to commit to donate a part of the profits to the institution.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they run it's not a contest, but anybody that wants to get educated, that wants to go to brewing school, to Cicerone, to marketing school, to anything related to the job in the industry, they can apply,
Mm-hmm.
and they will be evaluated to see, if they need to have a purpose. It's like applying for an university, for example.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's actually like link. I didn't realize how close we were
Similar it
doing.
is.
I didn't realize how similar we were even to Big Boot
But I
Society.
guess that's for
Yeah, except they're
women.
focusing
It's
on
just
women.
for
We're focusing
women.
on diverse. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But that's still
It's just
interesting.
for
Like I
women.
love that. Yeah, they're looking at the workforce too,
Mm.
because I think that's
Yes.
what's important. And that's why our focus. Like there's other we have friends in the industry who are focusing on like the tap room, but we're focused on the workforce because we're like, if we diversify that, like say for example, you have like 2 Brazilian brewers that you're saying, and it's just like known generally speaking, and this is the problem with like Silicon Valley and things like that. Generally speaking, people end up hiring and employing people who are more similar to them. That's just what it is because you connect on a different level. So the problem is because the workforce is so largely white males, it just continues to perpetuate white males that go down the line. So you need more diverse ownership, and you need more diversity at the management levels to ensure that we get a diverse workforce. So I think the Pink Boot Society is
Yeah.
probably really helping getting the women
Yeah.
in.
Love it.
And that's it. And we just hired a first girl.
Nice.
Nice. What's
Nice,
she doing?
cool. What's she doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I saw a
Catherine,
girl when
and,
we were. I saw a girl at your 1-year anniversary. I thought at the tap room, or was she like volunteering? I swear there was a girl that was working.
There's Alex who's in the tap room.
Okay, never
No,
mind.
no.
I don't know why I thought I saw a girl in an OverHop shirt working. Unless she was just a really good friend and like hanging out, maybe. I thought she was working.
Maybe it was a client or something that no.
Okay, so it's your first woman. All right, nice. Well, congratulations. There you go. Look at that.
Yeah, and then she's really interested in learning more. She's graduating now in nutrition, and she's very willing to learn more about quality control. So we're
Nice.
looking forward to offer her this opportunity.
Cool.
She's
That's
very
awesome.
excited about beer, and it's very hard to find a girl that likes beer.
Hey,
Enough
I'm
to
right
work
here.
in.
What do you mean, like enough to work in it?
Enough to
Yeah,
work in it,
that's
yeah.
fair. And then
The majority of people that come to buy there in our house, of the women that come to buy, it's always for their partners.
interesting.
It's like, yeah, everybody's like, I came to buy for my chum, for my
Yeah.
my other half. It's hard, it's not easy. It's not common to see girls that come and because they like, and that are, but very few.
Interesting.
That sucks.
Yeah, that sucks. I thought it would be larger. Because I feel like you see so many girls on Instagram drinking beer. But that's like my only, gauge of what you see,
Yes.
My friends drink
Yeah.
beer. Yeah, I guess, but yeah, my network obviously is very much an industry. So I'm actually surprised at that. So, like, what would you say percentage-wise you're seeing? I'd be curious on 2 things. What do you see the percentage of women coming in, and what do you see the percentage of diverse faces coming in? I am being cognizant that you're in Saint-Richelieu as well, but like in terms of like Black say South American, Hispanic, any of these things? Like, do you see a lot of those faces come through either?
Like in the area that we are, the diversity is not a huge percentage. It's
Yeah.
very, very small.
What about like tagging you in
Almost
photos and stuff like that? Do you see that at all in terms of drinkers otherwise?
There's a lot of girls that tag
Okay.
us. They're not, they're not necessarily buying in our tap room.
Mm-hmm.
We buy somewhere else. But I'm more in front of the house. Tati's more in the back.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that 90% of the people that come by is men.
Interesting. I actually didn't think it was that. I thought that number was much smaller now.
Yeah.
And
So
even like regular customers that we have, girls, women that come by, they mention they come by for their husbands.
Hmm.
Do they
But
come
it
in?
also depends on the area, right? That's
Yeah.
where we are
Yeah.
located. We don't know. That's the experience that we have is according to the area.
Yeah.
I guess
It
you're
makes
a
sense because like you're in
destination.
the destination brewery, and it's cognizant that you're in Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu, and I don't know what that population could be, 95% older French white men
Yeah.
or something like that. So yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's very
But
interesting.
the Brazilians support us, and we have some Latinos that come too. They're so very excited too. When they find out, and then they spread around. And
Nice.
but it's something that we need to work a lot still.
Yeah.
To
Well, it's just everyone. It's just
Yeah.
interesting because it's just like, yeah, in the U.S., but it also depends where you are. But, you do see more diverse people in the tap rooms and things like that in the U.S., depending
you want
where
to
you
know
are.
something? Want to know something interesting? In the last AMBQ that we went in November, there was this. They showed the numbers of the areas that they drink more craft beer in Quebec, and Laval is like almost to zero. It's really low.
Laval is almost
Really?
zero. Wow.
Yeah, it's very low. And
Oh,
everybody was shocked. Everybody, oh my God, we have homework to do. We need to work on
Yeah.
Laval.
That's what I was
And Laval
thinking.
is very diverse.
Yeah.
Right?
That's actually
That could
very
explain it, maybe.
interesting. It's like they're not exposed to it at all. And they're probably
Mm.
not going to the events or not doing anything because everything happens in Montreal, like in the here, like in the core. That's very interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, people got work to do. Maybe someone should try to start something out there. Where was that place
Yeah,
that we
Les
went to
Insulaires.
that was beautiful? Insulaire.
Les Insulaires.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
place was gorgeous. That place is
I think
gorgeous.
that's
by
still
the way.
the
So
only. Go.
maybe they represent
I
the
think
whole
it's the only
percentage
one.
of craft beer.
Sorry, Tati.
I think they're the only one.
Yeah,
I think they're still the only one. We interviewed
Interesting.
them like 2 or 3. No, hang on, what is it?
Yeah.
2022.
probably 3+ years ago.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
2019 or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think at the time they were like they hadn't been open that long and stuff. And I know they have I think they started the festival out there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which was I forgot. I guess it's Festibier de Laval or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's kind of crazy. So
Yeah.
then, just sort of switching gears a touch, I'm curious to what the impact on your organization is of having a women-led company who are South American, so not white women, and then having the main 2 brewers being from Brazil. Being that you've already started the diversification, at least within the culture that you guys come from, like in comparison, because you've been deep in the industry for many years, working in Brazil, then bringing it over here and doing your thing. Have you noticed, like, what are the benefits? And this is probably more aimed at educating maybe other breweries who might not really understand what those benefits could be. So maybe you could speak to some of the benefits of just, how having women in sort of a leadership role. I mean, I know you're owners, so not everyone can be owners all the time, but having women in leadership role and then also having a diverse team that you guys have. Like, what are some of the benefits that you've seen from that?
Guys, can I just say something quickly before
Yes.
I respond that question? We passed by, we didn't answer about the brave noise. Just for
Oh,
people that
you should host
don't know the
podcasts.
movement, the brave noise is started in the US because of all the sexual harassment and harassment against women and queer people and trans, homosexual, whatever. And in the industry, not just the brewery industry, but also in restaurants and bars
Mhm.
and clubs. So that's how it started the movement, and they created that beer that's called Brave Noise for everybody to make some noise to bring awareness to that situation and try to diminish that. And
And
also
also,
like to stimulate a little bit of diversity
and
in
we
Mm.
are
inclusion,
and
right? To be respectable to everybody.
Yeah.
and we had to write the code of conduct of our company and share in the QR code
Oh,
in a
cool.
can. There's a QR code, RQ code. No, it's not in this one. It's
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
in
okay.
the
Oh,
Brave
on the
Noise
Brave
one.
Noise one.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
and you
so we
shared
had
code of conduct.
a due date. We had a due date to work on that,
Yeah.
and it's not easy to do. This is something that is not easy to do. You need an HR company to help you
Yeah.
Mm.
because it's
To support your
many.
arguments and also lawyers, it has to be something that is legal, right? Because if it's written on your code of conduct, it can become a legal matter
Mm.
Mm.
if something
Mm.
happens. So that's something that I have to think about it.
So that's part
And
Yeah.
of
that's a very
the
important project.
that's part of the collaboration that each brewery created a code of conduct and made sure. That's really good that they did
Yeah.
that. No, that's really good.
That's
Yeah,
deep.
And for the
and
Brave Noise, they have their own recipe.
Hmm.
They have their label. They have everything done. Like you can adjust the label to add your logo, or you can adjust your
Mm.
recipe a little bit. Just do a little bit of a tweak,
Hmm.
like something small, just to adapt to your system as well and to your reality. But it's basically is their recipe and their label. So
Okay.
it's just to be something uniform around the world.
Similar
Not
like
the
Black is
same
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where do you donate the money to?
Yeah.
so we chose this
To the
institution
movement that
here.
Brave Noise.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an institution called Dandelion
Hmm.
initiative. That's the Brave Noise. Um, the Brave Noise here in Quebec that is being ruled by David Carrière. That they chose this institution to donate. So it's an institution that works with mostly women, Native women
Hmm.
that suffered harassment, and it's for psychological support.
Nice.
Cool.
That's really cool that they did that. I can't believe only one person made that beer though.
Yeah,
That's really
Yeah.
it's like we just get worse and worse as more initiatives come to support people. It just like gets like lower and lower. Like it's and you know it's interesting because Craig was asking you like what's the benefits and opportunities perhaps of being women led, and this is one of them. For example, do you see that? Because people like to support other people who are supporting other initiatives. Basically, you know, like it is not only
Yeah.
good from a perspective of just like it's good to do things like this from a moral perspective, but it actually like sustainability, for example, and then mission driven businesses, all of these things are important. Like people are becoming more tuned into who they support and buy from. And then a benefit of you all being women was like you probably were never going to let Brave Noise come and go without being a part of it. And maybe if more people had more women or diverse people on in their teams, they would be like, guys, we need to do Brave Noise. Like you'd be talking to your boss, your brewers, and saying like we need to do this, but that's lacking clearly. So very interesting.
That was a good segue.
Segue, yeah.
Yeah. So aside from that, what are the other benefits, would you say? So if you're talking to a fellow, you know, you're at the AMBQ or whatever, and you get in a conversation with somebody, like what would you like other breweries to know that, you know, that's been a cool benefit that you guys have seen in your company, just from whether it's the brew team or the tap room or you two or, you know, the new person who's the quality control, you know, what have you seen tangible aside from the Brave Noise? The fact that, because see, that wouldn't have got on most people's radar, and obviously it didn't because there's one brewery out of what, 150, 200 breweries here?
yeah,
Yep.
about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, is there anything that you would say you could tell people that hey, this is what we're seeing?
I would say our way, Patricia is a little bit more on that side than me. The warmth regarding dealing with people and the tenderness and like the affection is something that Brazilian they have this warmth
Hmm.
to deal with people and to be friendly, to be forward. It's like yeah, I'm a little bit colder, but Patricia is very
Tati.
is very warm on that.
I like that self-awareness. Like I'm not me, but her.
No, I'm not saying not me because everybody's particular, but because I see that in her, it's just
Yeah.
the warmth and just to care a lot about the well-being of people, and it's very warm and it's very unique and it's very genuine.
Yeah.
And not sometimes we don't find that in companies at all because you're just a boss and then the employee is just not an employee, right? We've all worked for companies, private, public, whatever, and sometimes that's how we feel. We just feel one more,
Yeah.
Mm.
No, I think that's
one
interesting.
more number. And
Yeah.
that's that's definitely not the case.
Mm.
I like that.
I think that's interesting.
I'm
That's why
not saying
women
that
should.
other people don't think this way.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that other people don't think that way, but that's the feedback that we have, that we are very warm people, and then we're very welcoming. We love hugging, and well, not as much because we're not allowed to, but we love hugging, we love touching, we love kissing people on the cheeks. It's just the warm aspect
Yeah.
of
Yeah. I remember. I think I hugged like
Well,
Patty when we like left at at the OverHop event. I think I like was like, you know what, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna hug, and we're just like, whatever, man, and then like run away.
That was like
yeah.
one of the first things we'd done in a long time. And
Yeah.
go to that. And I remember
We
being
literally only went to your event, and I think this.
last year.
I think we only went to your event. Was the
Yeah.
only thing we went to. And
It
that
made
was
me feel so much better about everything because I came there really like shook because
Yeah, right.
we don't fucking go anywhere.
Yeah.
And obviously the only place we wanted to go was to see you guys because we had the launch of the Hello Montreal beer, which we need to do part 2 of.
Yes.
And it was just so wonderful. The people there, like there were families and they were so, speaking to the warmth, like I really think that all of these people turned out for you both specifically because of that. And it was just it was so fun in the end. It was really nice. And I hadn't felt so at ease with people in a long time.
Yeah. Because that was
And it didn't take me long to
summer
kind of get to calm
2021,
down.
right? That's
It
summer
was
2021.
July. It was
Yeah,
July, right?
July 2021.
July,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a real testament to what you're saying, Tati. I also think, by the way, I think you guys are both extraordinarily warm. Like, I've never found either of you anything but warm, but you're both kind of gangster. That's what the coldness you're describing.
Yeah,
But-
it's gangster. It's
But
gangster.
I find that just such a cool trait that because it's not easy. You guys have to put up with a lot of shit. The stories you told, I mean, you mentioned some of them, and you've told us some in the past as
Man.
well.
Welcome to Rio. Welcome to Rio. Have to be like this, otherwise
Yeah.
we're gonna be eaten alive.
Oh my goodness, you're making me cough.
Yeah.
I love it. No, that's I think it's really cool, and that's amazing. So that's the female side. I would imagine then some of the beers, like I never had a Catarina sour until we did our first podcast at Mondial in 2018. You had some man, you were explaining what that was, and you were using these like fruits that only grow in Brazil that were like fascinating. You were explaining what they were, and your beers have these really interesting approaches to them because of that cultural aspect. Does that come from you both, or does it come from the people who are brewing? And I know it's changed obviously between 2018 because you were using most of the recipes from Brazil, and now you've got your own team and you're doing a ton of original new Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu recipes. How is that Brazilian influence specifically on the product, on the beers that people are drinking, on the palates of your customers?
We try to follow the trends. Besides having our own recipes, the A's that are very good sellers, but we try to follow the trends. Of course, we do what we like to drink.
Right.
We won't follow a trend just because it's a trend. We will put our touch on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every time. So I usually suggest the styles. I discuss with Tatiana. She gives her opinion too, and then we talk to the brewer. We say exactly what we want, and we go like that. But there's a Brazilian touch in everything we do. Of course, there's no other way. It's I give my opinion. I say what I want. I brief the brewer, and I show him, this is what I want. I see the recipe, we discuss the recipe, and say, okay, put this a little bit more, and make it creamier, make it lighter, make it more, higher in alcohol, and use these hops, and we do like that.
Yeah. I think that's cool, the Brazilian touch. Yeah. Yeah. It's just
I think it's sexy. It's appealing. It's what we are. And even though, people here are not used to our fruits, guava, we grew up drinking guava, we grew up drinking passion fruit juice, and it's weird for some people here, for the texture, for the acai. People find it weird. But they were great hits last year.
Yeah.
And we'll continue brewing the acai stuff, the guava, the mango, and I'm trying to get as much as Brazilian fruits as I can. So let's see what's coming next.
I love that, because it just makes me always feel, and that's one of the things that I really love, is that it almost makes me feel like, I don't know, I haven't been to Brazil, but it just, obviously there's like a lot of similar things that are happening in Jamaica in fruit and vegetation that's happening in Brazil. So you're all using these ingredients, and I'm always like, oh, like this is like the stuff my mom was always drinking in Jamaica, or this is stuff I've always been drinking, so it's cooler. Like I'm always like, oh, this is cool. I think he might have used soursop even.
I was just thinking
Soursop. And that's like my mom makes that.
Yeah.
My mom makes it all the time, and I'm like, wow, it just feels like, I don't know, I don't know, it's special in that way. Like it makes you feel cool in that way. Like I love that. So, I think
the only thing is that those typical fruits are sometimes hard to find. That's why we haven't been using some others like that.
Right.
Especially in bulk, right? I imagine. Especially in bulk, I assume, like, they're not, like, importing soursop like crazy on big crates, I imagine. It's like...
Yeah, our supply has... Our supply has the soursop here, but it doesn't come from Brazil. It comes from Colombia, and it's very different. It's just like mango and bananas. There are like 100 kinds of.
Yeah.
If like that fruit from Thailand, durian.
Durian.
Yes.
That stinks like crazy. Do you have that in Australia? Right?
No. Well, if it does, it's imported from Thailand.
From Thailand.
Yeah.
And in Brazil we have one cousin of that fruit that is called jaca. It grows like this big on the streets, and it's so different from the one in Thailand. It's delicious, but the one in Thailand really stinks, right?
I've never smelt it or tried it. You had some
awful,
other,
but
but it tastes good, right?
The one in Thailand?
Yeah. No. Okay.
Okay. So it tastes like it smells. Awesome.
It tastes like a corpse.
Wow. Yeah.
Yummy.
Yeah.
It's a cousin from with the fruit in Brazil. It's the same family.
Okay.
You would look at it and you would think they would be the same fruit, but it's different. Just saying that sometimes it's hard to get the fruit from Brazil.
Right. Okay, but either way, it's sort of clearly the culture and the diversity, even if that diversity is in the one country that it's where you're from, it's where you grew up, and that's what you've got. That's your differentiator, and you're seeing that. I mean, that's one of the first things I noticed about you guys in the products themselves. Were like, hey, this is interesting, and it was immediately appealing, and I think that's beautiful. I remember you did when at your anniversary, you busted out a can of, I think it was like a smoothie sour collab, or maybe it was one that you did that was like on paper, it was like pretty weird ingredients. I think it was it one of the beers for the anniversary? It had like carrots and stuff in it.
Yeah, so it was with brew whiskey, and we did beet, carrots, orange, and mango,
blood orange and tangerine.
Blood orange and tangerine.
And tangerine. Okay, now that was a replication of a Brazilian drink, though. Is that correct? Something like that?
So the beach juice that we drink before we go to the beach, it's basically just oranges, carrots, and beets.
Okay.
But we do not have blood orange in Brazil, so it's just plain orange.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So the blood orange was the whiskey's touch,
Little twist.
and
Okay.
and the mango to give more body too. So
Okay.
But that in and of itself, I just thought that was such a fantastic beer. That was one of my favorites of the anniversary launch. And I just thought that was another great example of like taking something that's so natural, you know, something you just drink as, you know, growing up, going to the beach, and then turning it into a smoothie sour, which is new and trendy and modern, with a little bit of a twist with the blood orange and the mango. I just thought that was
cool.
A cool example of that.
Yeah. That's exactly the benefits that we're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do we want to try and like, we're at 50 minutes?
Yeah.
Do we want to have like you want to wrap it up? One final question, like anything. Even if I was just going to ask, even if you don't have anything else from there, do you like? Is there anything you'd like to just sort of leave like a final thought for other breweries who are, you know, once again maybe considering or wanting to get, or how could? That's probably a real question for you guys. Maybe if a brewery sort of like, and this is one of the things that we've talked about with people over time, and it's sort of like I didn't know what to do, like. We've helped a few other breweries try and find their way to, you know, they had a job, like, can you help us find a diverse applicant? Like, rather than just have the same old apply.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how, now you've sort of demonstrated the importance and the benefits of diversity and inclusion in a workplace. Like, how could breweries go about potentially finding someone that's outside of the typical, you know, white dude, you know, applying for the jobs?
I think the first thing is to say that, to tell people that they are looking for diversity and inclusion. they're open to interview. You know, they're a safe space for everybody, and they're willing. I think it's very important. It might sound cliche, but I don't see, you know, when I see, because I see other job offers. Whenever I have to post my job offers, I make sure that I include this paragraph, and I don't see that in other job offers. And to show that they have, you know, especially like a safe space that respects everybody, and the code of conduct is a great thing too to publish. I would start like that.
Those are really good tips.
Yeah.
And what I just would say, like, is the basic, cheesy, simple stuff that everybody says it, but nobody thinks about it, that sharing is caring. So if you know any information, just share with people. If you want something, just speak up what you want so people that knows can share with you too, right? If you're looking for that, how can I help other people? How can I include diversity in my brew? How can I do that? Like, you speak up so people that are on the same boat can help you out, and then everybody's gonna learn and grow together on that way, right? If you just keep it for yourself, it's like you're not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah.
I love it.
100%.
That's really helpful.
Yeah.
This is great, guys. Thank you so much for your time.
We're over time.
For that. Yeah. It's so hard because we're used to doing 2 hour whatever.
Always.
Longer.
We talk too much.
Yeah. But I think we got to the right, and I knew that was the problem because we're friends. I'm like, oh shit, we're going to be here all night. So it's really hard to try and cut it off, but we're going to do a follow-up podcast from the last, whether it's the thing we started before COVID ruined it or something new.
We have all that footage, because we have all the footage from me building the brewery. Like, well, we got good amounts, because remember, Patty, you were taking all that video. So, like, we have that.
I have
and
your
then we
memory
have
card.
The interview. Oh, do we have your memory card?
I still have your SD card. I'm going to give it
your memory card for 2 years?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, Patty.
I didn't forget.
Okay.
We've seen you so many times. We could have given it to you so many times.
Teeth.
Sorry.
Teeth.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But we'll figure it out. We'll do it. Let's take the thumbnail.
And the beer is fantastic.
Yeah, the beer is...
Did we say that already? Because the beer is fantastic.
So, do you want to hold up the beers?
It's so good. My thing's empty, so...
That's okay. Hang on, where we go? We'll go here.
Yeah, mine is empty too, but nobody needs to know the can is there.
No one's going to know. Ready? Gorgeous.
Do what?
Wait. I did it.
The face.
Wait. Oh, you covered yourself.
Oh, wait, hold on.
We can do it again. It's no problem. Screenshots are infinite. This side. Hang on, wait. See
I'm
it?
having a little rain.
Look. There,
Yeah.
you got it. Gorgeous.
Nice.
Thank you. You are both so wonderful. Where can everybody find OverHop online?
www.overhop.com.
Love it. And that'll take you to and they can find out whatever new beers you have, and they can come into the tap room in Saint John.
You follow them on Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram.
Yeah,
Instagram.
So it's OverHop Canada, Untapped Brewing Canada.
Canada.
Very important.
Just to differentiate.
And Facebook OverHop Canada.
There you go.
Amazing. Do you want people to find you individually or just OverHop for this?
Sorry?
Do you want people to come and find you both on Instagram individually?
Oh, no,
or...
just OverHop.
I feel Tati's account's private too, I think, no?
They always find us.
Yeah, they find us.
Oh, yeah, they do. People are very good, these internet sleuths.
Yeah, they're nosy.
I love it. Stick around, we'll wrap this up, and then we'll chat in a sec. But once again, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. We love you both. You're just wonderful human beings. And once again, thank you so much for getting involved in this and setting it off perfectly. The beer is fan-bloody-tastic. Everything about this is amazing. I'm so happy.
Thank you, guys.
You're the best.
Thank you guys for thinking about us since the beginning, since the first edition. And as I said, of course, we had to participate in this. This is our core value. To return to the community. It's a two-way road. We need to give back what they give us. So I think it's a win-win for everybody.
No, thank you.
We'll continue working on that.
That's beautiful.
I love it. Appreciate you both. So guys, thank you so much for watching and listening. If you enjoyed the episode, smash the thumbs up, hit subscribe below, hit the notification bell so you know when the new drops. Follow us on social media everywhere at BAOS Podcast. See, look, the ladies are telling you, smash the thumbs up. BAOS Podcast everywhere. And of course, at Link Up Beer on social everywhere. And it's linkupbeer.com. Now, if you or anyone you know would like to apply for our program, we are doing apprenticeships. We're doing Cicerone scholarships, all sorts of stuff. The application form is on the website. You can just apply. It goes right to Danielle, and then she'll reach out to you to go further from there. These Link Up episodes will be up every Wednesday from this one, and because I can't remember the date when this one starts, but every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, until the end of the season. So thank you again. Make sure you swing past OverHop and grab the beer. And I think it's going to be distributed. Is that correct?
It's being distributed. Yeah.
There you go.
It's already being distributed.
Find it in your local dep before 10 p.m. Oh, wait.
No, over on Monday. Jesus Christ. All right, y'all. Thank you both again. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Ciao.
Get it in ya.